Hello boys and girls, I'm going to go back over multiplying numbers by 10 because some of us did get a wee bit confused last week on the work that we were doing on it. So I'm going to go over it again and we'll see how we do that today, because I think we should get it today after just a tiny little bit more practice. So this video should be a little bit shorter than last week, so we're just focusing on the multiplying by 10 because some of us did get a little bit confused with some of them. And you'll also have a teacher made worksheet for this, and it'll just be multiplying by 10 today. Okay, so a learning intention and success criteria: to multiply numbers by 10, that's our learning intention. I can show an understanding that by multiplying a number by 10, it means I have 10 times more than the original number. I can show an understanding of what changes when I multiply a number by 10, and I can multiply numbers by 10. So you'll be multiplying 2-digit numbers by 10 and 3-digit numbers by 10, okay? So we're going to have a practice and I'm going to show you how to do it again. So please listen carefully and I'm going to show you how we do it again. Right, so let me just get my pen out, boys and girls. We'll do it in black today. Okay, when we're multiplying a number by 10, we are making something 10 times bigger. So if we have 10 ones, if we have 10 ones or 10 units, then we have 1 10. Okay, so for example, when we multiply 5 by 10, we're doing 10, add 10, add 10, add 10, add 10. So we're doing 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, so we've got 50. But also, when I put my hundreds, my tens and my units up, so you originally had 5 units and you were timesing it by the number 10. Okay, so 5 units and you're timesing it, you're getting 10 times more. Okay, so you know that 1 times 10 is 10, so it goes from, let me get my pointer, from having 1 unit to having 1 in the tens column. So it's moving up because the units is there, and then you go up. Tens are 10 more than the units, and hundreds are 10 times more than the tens. Okay, so you've got your units to your tens to your hundreds. So when we times 5 by 10, we are moving the 5 up a column because it's 10 times bigger. Okay, so it becomes a 5, and there is nothing in the units column, there's no number, so we need to put a 0. Remember, 0 is a placeholder, boys and girls. 0 is a placeholder that tells us what the number is. Okay, so we're going to practice this a little bit more. So for example, Miss Taylor's going to put thousands up here as well because we will be going on to thousands. So if we've got a 2-digit whole number, so we'll have 32. Okay, we'll have 30, so 3 tens and 2 units or 2 ones. Okay, when we multiply this number, this 32 by 10, we are going to be moving everything up a column. Now each column is 10 times more than the other, so the thousands are 10 times more than the hundreds. The hundreds are 10 times more than the tens, and the tens are 10 times more than the units. Okay, so when we're multiplying by 10, everything moves up 1 place. Okay, so the 3 goes up to the hundreds, the 2 goes up to the tens, and we must put a 0 in the units because there are no units. So 32 times 10 is 320, okay, because we've moved everything up, and when we've got that space in there, we must put a 0 in the units column. Okay, now I'm going to show you something else we were getting confused with. So for example, if I have 40, okay, and we're timesing 40 by 10, the 4 is going to go up from the tens to the hundreds because we're making it 10 times bigger. So if we make a 10 10 times bigger, it becomes 100. Okay, so the tens goes to the hundreds, it's a 4. The 0 in the units becomes a 0 in the tens. Okay, and then we've still nothing in the units, so we need to add an extra 0. Have you noticed that, boys and girls? So there was already a 0 in 40, but when we times it by 10 more, we need to add another 0 to the end, and this is where we were getting confused. Okay, now what we're going to try next is we're going to do a 3-digit number. So a 3-digit number, so for example I'm going to put 327. That's our 3-digit number, and we're going to multiply it by 10. We're going to make it 10 times bigger. So when we make 100 10 times bigger, I'm going to use a different colored pen, that will go in there. The tens go to the hundreds, okay, and the units go to the tens. So when we make 100 bigger, 100 becomes 1,000. So the 3-digit number, when you times it by 10, it becomes a 4-digit number. Okay, so the 3 goes into the thousands, it becomes 3,000. The 2 goes to the hundreds, 200. The 7 goes to the tens, and 7, and at the end you know you have to add a 0. Okay, 3,270. It doesn't become 3,207. That's what we were getting confused with last week. Some people were leaving the 7 there and putting the 0 there. That's not what we do. All numbers that have been multiplied by 10 end in a 0. Okay, so 3,270 is our answer. Now we're going to do it in one more example. Okay, let me just get this away, boys and girls, and I'll do one more example with you, then I'm wanting you to try it. If you still get stuck, you need to let me know, and you can do that by email or you can do that by Teams. So if you let me know, I can try and organize something that I can show you how we're doing it. Okay, so a 3-digit number, let me get a random number, 784. Actually, Miss Taylor, 780. I'm going to do 780 because I want to show you something. So if everything, when we times by 10, remember every number moves up a column. So the 7 moves from the hundreds to the thousands. The 8 moves from the tens to the hundreds. This 0 that's in the units, it moves up to the tens. And again, we need to add another 0. So we now have 2 zeros at the end because there already was 1 there. So when we're multiplying that by 100, we need another 0, okay? So it's 7,800. So we need 2 zeros because there was a 0 already there, and then we're timesing it by 10, okay? So hopefully this explains a little bit more, boys and girls, about what we were doing. I know sometimes the problem solving can be a bit tricky to find the right information. So today I've just got the sums written down for you, okay? So any more problems, and please let me know. But hopefully this will make it a bit more, it'll make sense a wee bit more, and this will make it more understandable. Okay, good luck, and let me know if you have any questions or need any help.